It's usually about September, October, where the reality of the entire calendar year begins to set in for many business owners. And they're starting to look ahead in the last quarter of the year, October, November, December, and they're starting to realize, wow, I'd like to do things differently next year than I did this past year or the year prior. But a lot of times what happens is chaos sets in. The holidays gets here. November passes, December passes, January shows up. We go through that very predictable New Year's resolution season that lasts for a couple of weeks, and then we're back into the grind of whatever new year that might be. And many times we end up that new year really in the same place that we were in the old year. And so we wanted to do something different. Starting a couple of years ago, we began to do something with our heroic business owners called Prep Week. And it's always Prep Week for whatever the next year is. So at the time of this recording, it would be Prep Week 2023. And so I thought I'd walk you through what Prep Week is. The purpose is the entire Business on Purpose community of business owners begins to draw courage and accountability from each other to leverage wisdom and to begin to map out thoughtful plans for the coming year. Now, we've got 5 core values as a business, and one of those core values is simply write it down. And so that's the core value that Prep Week was built on. So it was real easy. Over the past few years, we've made intentional effort to informally think through updating vision, updating simple budgets, projections, personal finances, and of course, writing an annual letter to our team and stakeholders. So each year, we turn that informal review time into a powerful process that's going to begin to yield clarity for owners' homes, their families, their teams, as each year gets a bit more unpredictable. And we've seen that by doing many talks this year about building a better boat. So what we'll do at the end of each year around November is we'll stare down the chaos early and not allow it to root into a new year. So here's what Prep Week 2023 looks like. Now, I realize it's 2022 right now, but we're looking forward to the year of 2023, and we'll do Prep Week in November 8th through November 10th of 2022 in anticipation of 23. Now, each owner will remain at their office or whatever space they can go to where they're not distracted. We're offering 2 times this year, either 10 a.m. Eastern to noon Eastern or 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern. And it's the business owner's pick. Now, the good news is you're not with us the whole time. You're only with us for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to ask you for the remainder of your time that you be with yourself and also members of your team. We'll start with Zoom for about 20 minutes. So we'll all hop on around the country and around the world on our Zoom link. And then after about 20 minutes, we're going to let you go. And so you can see the layout here. About 20 minutes with us as a BOP community, and then about 100 minutes or so, an hour and 40 minutes by yourself of independent work, either by yourself or with your relevant team members. Now, let me walk you through each day. Day 1 is Tuesday, November 8th. That's our vision prep day. During that day, you're going to spend time updating your vision story. It's a written vision story, writing your annual letter, and also updating your culture calendar. And then we're going to reintroduce something we call the Key Leader Assessment. Some of you might do that where it's a digital assessment that you send out to your team, or some of you might opt for an analog option that we've installed this year called the Duct Tape session. We ripped this off from other people that we know, but it's real simple. You get together in a group, similar to a 360 evaluation, if some of you have done that, but it's a little different. You'll ask 3 questions. Instead of a 360 questionnaire, you'll ask these 3 questions. Number 1, what is that person's superpower? Number 2, what is that person's kryptonite? Meaning, where do they go weak when they're confronted with it? And number 3, what is that person's blind spot? Now, we call it duct tape session because the person you're speaking of is in the room, but they're not allowed to say anything. No clarification, no questions, nothing. They might cough or grunt, but that's about it. Everything else, they're just receiving feedback from their team. And so day 1, we have each owner print out their existing vision story, past annual letters, or existing culture calendar. And then, of course, the healthy owner assessment. Now, day 2 is the Wednesday of that prep week, and it's the financial preparation day. We have each owner go and review their bank accounts structure and setup. Many have 5, 6, or 7, but we begin to look and go, hey, do we need to add one? Maybe add a new hire account or a capital expense account or somewhere where we can set aside extra monies to do the things that our vision requires from Tuesday when we reviewed that. Then we also reviewed the level 2 dashboard that we've got going. And if for some reason you don't have one, that's the perfect time to install it, but most owners do. And then a profit and loss statement review, and along with building a simple budget by simply taking the last few years of P&Ls, putting those together, and starting to evaluate where you believe the expenditures are going to be for the coming year. And so on Wednesday, you want to have your existing bank account structure printed out, also a copy of your Level 2 dashboard, just so you can review it. You don't need the full scope of it. And then, of course, the past 3 or 4 years of your profit and loss statements. And then Thursday is the personal prep day. We're really excited about this day because this is the day that you're going to go back and update your weekly schedule. And if you don't have one, again, this is the time to build it, to review your estate plan. Now, we're not attorneys or CPAs or financial advisors, but we do want you to meet with those those legal and financial professionals to begin to go through this. And we also want you to do an insurance audit where you've got a planning checklist that you review. And then, of course, the most exciting part, and I'm sort of tongue-in-cheek about that, but is to build your 2022 and 2023 financial barn. That's where you'll work with your household partner if you share the household with somebody, and you'll begin to walk through that financial discussion. If you don't share the household with anybody, that's okay too. You're still going to walk through it. It's really, really vital to your household. And you're also going to ask other questions about both your business and your personal life. And so all of these things wrapped out, and we've got tutorials if needed on each one of these things, day 1, day 2, and day 3. And prep week is really simplistic, really straightforward, and incredibly powerful because you get to work on your business, but you also get the opportunity to work on your life. So get ready for Prep Week 2023, whether we have the privilege of being able to work with you as a client or not. Get ready. We've got a lot of opportunity in front of you so that you can have clarity going into this next year.